I think we're getting close to maybe doing a deal without having to do this. There's two steps. There's a very, very nice step, and there's a violent step. The violence like people haven't seen before. And I hope we're not going to have to do this. I don't want to do the second step. Some people do. Many people do. I don't want to do that step. So we'll see what happens, but we're in very serious negotiations with Iran.
We can expect to enjoy a much more harmonious world and high consciousness, because where the sun is taking us in the 24,000 year processional cycle is back to the Dvapara Yuga. Certain Hindu scholars say that we've already entered the Dvapara Yuga in the 1700s, so about 200 or 300 years ago. Whereas others tend to say that the Dvapara Yuga has not begun yet. We're still at the end of the Kali Yuga. Nonetheless, in all the traditions, we are at that time when a great transition takes place, a wonderful transition. And all the religious traditions are looking forward to this time, because they know that it will bring much peace and love and joy and wisdom to mankind. If we have a good look at our solar system and how it works, for instance, the moon goes around the Earth in turn is rotating and orbiting the sun. So it takes 365 days to go around the sun. Now our sun in turn is orbiting Sirius. Sirius being the brightest star in the sky and in the sector of Cancer, right near Gemini. It is in a binary with our star. And every 24,000 years we go around each other in a clockwise motion. Sirius and our sun have been going away from each other for the last couple of thousand years, and now they've turned the corner, so they're heading towards one another. As we reach the outer limits of that orbit, that elliptical orbit with our sun and Sirius, this is where the Iron Age is. The Golden Age is when they are close to each other.
In the United States, we've launched the Golden Age of America. It's the Golden Age. We see it. We see it with all that money, trillions and trillions and dollars pouring in, hundreds of thousands of jobs coming in with it. And with the help of the people of the Middle East, the people in this room, partners throughout the region, the Golden Age of the Middle East can proceed right alongside of us. We will work together. We will be together. We will succeed together. We will win together. And we will always be friends.
At first, it was just a joke. Donald Trump would wink at rallies, throw out lines about maybe staying in office past his term limits, and let his loyalists work themselves into a froth over the idea of an unbreakable Trump dynasty. 12 more years, they'd chant. He'd smirk, play along, and the crowd would roar. But now, the joke is starting to read less like humor and more like foreshadowing for what's to come. Trump now insists he's not joking about his bid to bypass the 22nd Amendment, the constitutional guardrail limiting presidents to 2 terms. The United States, once seen as a beacon of democracy, is shifting under his influence, with the very principles of constitutional governance now up for debate. To his most fervent supporters, Trump is more than a leader. He's a savior figure. In his most recent inaugural address, Trump referenced the assassination attempt against him the year prior, declaring that he was saved by God to make America great again. Beside him stood Vice President J.D. Vance, as Reverend Franklin Graham offered a prayer. We ask that you would bless him and bless our nation through him, invoking a powerful biblical image of Vance, holding up Trump's arms, like Aaron held up the arms of Moses in the midst of battle. Paula White, a longtime spiritual advisor and former head of the White House Faith and Opportunity Initiative, has said his presidency carries the hand of God, casting Trump's rise to power as an act of divine providence, These statements reflect a broader narrative embraced by many who see Trump as a vessel for restoring what they believe are America's Christian foundations. Trump's own rhetoric and policies increasingly reflect this belief. His hardline, often extra-legal approach to immigration is reshaping the fabric of the nation, while his foreign policy gestures revive echoes of pre-World War II expansionism. What Trump is leading now is not simply a political campaign, but a movement. One where religion and nationalism merge, and where the road ahead could lead not just to authoritarianism, but to something closer to a holy war. America is a nation built by immigrants. The Statue of Liberty stands as a beacon of that legacy, bearing Emma Lazarus's famous words, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free." But under the renewed Trump administration, that promise is being systematically dismantled. What was once a stringent immigration policy has now hardened into something far more aggressive and ideologically driven. In just the first days of Trump's second term, immigration raids have escalated, sweeping up not only undocumented migrants, but also US citizens and legal residents. The recent raid in Newark, New Jersey, is a chilling example of this shift. Indiscriminate detentions that blur the line between law enforcement and political purge. The message is clear. The country is no longer open to all. In March, the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia made headlines, a story that harkens back to the racially profiled internment camps of World War II. A legal resident of Maryland, Garcia was wrongfully deported to a notorious El Salvador prison on the unfounded suspicion that he belonged to the MS-13 gang. No evidence was ever presented. This was an illegal act, according to US District Judge Paula Sinis, condemning the deportation as unconstitutional. Abrego Garcia had been living with his wife and children, all US citizens, when ICE agents detained him. This is no isolated incident. Since Trump returned to office, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, IC, has been deporting at record levels. Few groups have felt the heat more than Muslim immigrants. Under new executive orders, even those in the process of obtaining lawful residence are now being scooped up in mass deportation efforts. This aggressive approach has also encompassed international students and scholars who have criticized Israel's military campaign in Gaza, predominantly Muslims. Mahmoud Khalil, a Columbia University student and legal US resident, was detained and faced deportation after participating in protests against Israel's military actions in Gaza. Similarly, Rümeysa Öztürk, a Turkish national and Tufts University graduate student, was detained by masked individuals on the street near her residence. Her detention followed her co-authorship of an op-ed calling for the university to divest from companies doing business with Israel. These cases exemplify the administration's use of immigration enforcement as a tool against political dissent.
Simpson, fresh off an anxiety dream about not studying for a high school test, come into this dream and knock one out of the park, and who'd have thunk it? We're food too. And apparently I'm married to a pork chop and have drumstick children. How did that happen? We're back. The pitcher, steroid Santa Claus, kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back. And the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson.